Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am here today with another video. This time it's a week of looks using Norvina. This palette was kind of the inspiration for my channel. It was when I got it, over the summer that people kept complimenting me on my eye looks. I think because I kind of started wearing a lot of these really pretty pink shades, and I kind of started to think, oh my gosh, everybody's telling me how nice my eyes look, how much they like my eye makeup, how do I do it, what palette am I using? And I had been watching YouTube for years, so I kind of started to toy with the idea of maybe filming videos, if anything, just for fun. So yeah, so here I am now, quite a few videos in, and I am finally doing the Norvina palette. It's well loved. I've had it for, gosh, I think since it came out. I was really excited about it. I love the colors. I like the combination, the variety. It's so pretty, and I really think the purples and the pinks are such a flattering shade on brown eyes and on my skin tone. So it's been a fun week, and I hope you enjoy these looks.
Okay, so like most of my looks, I started with a neutral shade to blend into the crease and up towards the eyebrow, diffusing as I go. This color is called Eccentric. It's warm. It's a warm brown color. And I just kept blending until I got the color payoff I liked. And then, of course, I wanted to deepen up the crease a bit more, add some depth. So I used Passion, which is a really pretty maroon brown color. And I have this small fluffy brush that's one of my favorites I use to just keep putting color into the crease and blending. And then one of my favorite shimmery shades in this palette is Wild Child. It's a pink, and I just lightly patted it onto the eyelid for this look. I really wanted to play with the purples, so I went with Soul, a matte periwinkle color, and concentrated it on the outer V. I used a very small brush for this, and I wasn't too happy with the color payoff because of all the other colors I used prior to it. So I went in with Celestial to add some more shimmer back. It's a more of a true purple shimmery shade, and it really helped with the color. And I ended up loving this look from the pink transitioning into the purple. And I put on some Kat Von D tattoo liner and gave myself a little cat eye. All right, day 2 started out much like day 1 in the fact that I'm using the same colors, but I wanted to use them in a different way to show you how you can get different looks out of the same colors. So I'm starting with Eccentric, but I'm blending it towards my inner eyebrow instead of just using it as a transition shade in the outer corner like I normally do, and you've seen me do in the past. I think this gives it much more of a standout color on its own rather than just a transitional shade. And then I took Dreamer, which is a shimmery cream color, and put it in that blank space under my eyebrow to give it some color and add some shine and highlight my arch. And then like day 1, I'm using Passion, the maroon brown shade. And this time I'm putting it all over my eyelid, just putting it on to the crease, packing it on till I get the blend and color I like. And then I don't show it, but I'm going back and forth a lot with Eccentric and Passion for, maybe a minute or two, just trying to get that perfect blend how I like it. And then I took Summer, which is a shimmery gold shade. There's 3 golds in this palette. This is the warmer gold, and just put it on my eyelid lightly just to give it a little more depth and interest. I have this eyeliner from Laura Mercier. I believe it's called Black Gold, but I will put it in the description. It's really cool. It looks gold, but it also has black. So it's a great, just unique liner. I love it for looks like this, pretty neutral looks, because it doesn't take away from the shimmery colors I've used on my eyelid. And that's the finished look. You can see the Laura Mercier looks pretty cool. It definitely comes off as black. It's one of my favorite for that smoky, smudgy look. All right, it's day 3, and I wanted to kind of challenge myself and get another neutral look out of this palette since it does lend itself so easily to the purples and pinks. I'm using a color called Incense. It's a cool toned matte brown. It kind of looks very similar to Eccentric though, and I don't know if that's just me or the colors are very similar. They don't swatch similar, but I did feel the look was very close to yesterday's look. You can see I'm using the same blending technique, blending toward the inner eyebrow. And then I used this time a matte cream shade called Base to put under my eyebrow. I just wanted to see how that would look versus Dreamer, which I used the previous day. It's very powdery, as you can see, and I forgot to tap off, so it was pretty bold when I put it on. Now I'm using a different brown called Volatile. It's the other cool brown in the palette, and it's a deeper color than Incense. So I like how that kind of plays together. I think Eccentric and Passion play well together because they're warm tones, and then Incense and Volatile play well together because they're cool tones. And this time I'm just very lightly patting it on the outer corner of my eyelid and then the inner corner, leaving the center blank because I knew I wanted to put one of the shimmery shades there. And I apologize for my camera. You can see I'm frustrated. I didn't realize every time that it was getting so out of focus. So I'm kind of just playing with colors, seeing how the placement works, trying different things. I did end up popping a little bit of Eccentric on as well. I tend towards warmer tones, and so that's why you see me do that. I like warmer colors. And then for pretty much all my looks, I often go back, blending back and forth after I add a new color, just to make sure it's all nice and neat and looks well. And this time I used the gold colored called Dazzling. This is definitely more of a cool gold, and I'm just putting it on the center of my eyelid. And then I went in with Dreamer, the shimmery cream color, and highlighted the inner corner of my eye. I wanted to give the look more dimension, and I thought it was pretty one-dimensional, and I think Dreamer was perfect for this. I really liked my Laura Mercier black gold liner, so I did that again. This time I focused more on kind of tight lining the waterline to deepen up the way the line looked, but I still left it very smudgy. As you'll see, I'm going to go in and smudge out the whole look. This is always great to do when if you're not the greatest at lining your eyes, because it's just, it's so easy. And this is the finished look, just a little different. All right, day 4, I was determined to do something different, but I wasn't sure what. So I just started out with Base, which is the matte cream color. Kind of thinking, what am I doing here? So I just laid it down. Sometimes I do that just to get me started when I'm not quite sure what I want to do. And then I went in with Soul. I knew I wanted to play more with the purple and pinks. I had spent 3 days doing very neutral colors, and you got to use the purple and pinks in this palette. As I was laying down Soul, though, and blending it into the crease, I realized I had never used Love, which is a really beautiful matte pink shade. So I put it kind of on top to make it a transition shade. I really should have done that first. I had to work a bit then to get it all to look nice and blend well together. I should have started with Love, blended it all over up towards the eyebrow, and then put down Soul. So you can see I'm just kind of going back and forth, making it all blend nicely, deepening up Soul. To me, it looked a bit like a rainbow, so I knew I wanted to put a shimmer on the eyelid. But I wanted Soul to kind of come down and come under my eye a bit and add some color down there because I hadn't really done that yet. So that was quick and easy, and it blended out nicely. I decided to use an eyeshadow primer to really make the shimmer shade that I decided to use pop and stand out, because the other 2 colors ended up being so vibrant and pretty. I don't remember the name of this primer. I will add it in the description box. And then I started with Drama, the darkest shimmery color. I hadn't used it yet, and I really wanted to try it. It's a very dark purple, and I thought it would be perfect for this. I ended up not really liking it. So I went in with Celestial, which is a violet shimmer. I haven't used it yet either, and I added that on top, and I think the 2 ended up looking pretty nice together. To kind of bring it all together though and blend that inner corner a bit more, I went in with Dreamer, the shimmery cream color, and really kind of blended it out towards the center of my eye. And put on some Kat Von D tattoo liner, and this is my finished look. And I guess I was feeling a little sassy. Day 5, and I knew I wanted to use Love since I had neglected it all week. I wanted to go with a really pretty pink look, so I am putting it all over my eyelid with my big fluffy brush, just blending it, kind of trying to diffuse it a bit up towards the eyebrow, but really not being that careful. Getting frustrated with my camera and its focusing issues, and just blending nicely. And then taking Passion, because I thought it would lend itself nicely to the crease. I just started putting it in the crease. I kind of wanted to concentrate it right there and get a really deep look. Ended up not liking this brush I chose. It's great, but I think it isn't as precise as I wanted it to be. So I went back to my smaller fluffy crease brush and it did the trick. It really got the color payoff I wanted, put it exactly in the crease, and just kind of blended it very, very subtly into Love and the rest of my eyelid. As a side note, I know I have eyelash glue on my eyelashes and it's been there all week. I'm so frustrated with myself for not noticing that. I don't know. Any tips for getting eyelash glue off your eyelashes would be greatly appreciated. And then to bring it all together, I took Love and blended it underneath my eye. I wanted kind of a smoky pink eye. I was doing all kinds of fun things on this day, so I wanted a really fun look. This is just a pencil brush. It kind of just pinpoints the color, blends it all out nicely. And then I don't know what brush this is. It's kind of like a smudgy brush. It's not a pencil brush because of the shape of it, but it does a really good job of putting color exactly where you want it and smudging it just slightly. It's really a great brush for putting eyeshadow under the eye. And then I'm getting fancy today, guys. I am using my Tarte Marajuka Crease concealer and kind of doing a cut crease. I'm still kind of working on that, learning how to do it. It's something I don't do on a normal basis. It's more for when I have time to play and have fun. So I just laid it all over up into the crease. And then I am using Wild Child, the shimmery pink shade. I really wanted a pink look, so I didn't use Rose Gold, which is the other shimmer shade that I have not used at all this week. I kind of wish I had, because Wild Child ended up looking more peachy to me. I don't know if it's the concealer that's doing that to the color, or just the fact that there's other colors kind of down underneath it. The look ended up being pretty, but it wasn't quite what I was going for. And then you'll see I just always go back and blend and clean up and make sure everything is transitioning nicely. I'm going to be doing that with Passion and Love, using the brushes I use to kind of blend it all out. I wanted some more pink because Wild Child wasn't giving it to me, so I added more color. And then I didn't like how there was no transition between my eyebrow and Love, so using the same brush I put on Love with, I just used some of Base to kind of give it a little more of a subtle blend up toward my eyebrow. And last, I really like the way Dreamer looks on the inner corner. I think it brings it all together, so I'm just putting it in the inner corner with my finger, nothing too precise, just kind of giving it that diffused look. And I'm going to pop on some eyelashes because it's Saturday and I can. And eyeliner, we were going to see Kat, so I used a Kat eye look. And that's it. Overall, I love this palette. I don't think there's any really truly bad shades in it. All I've ever heard is how great the palette is, and from my experience that is absolutely true. Some of the matte shades you do have to work at a little bit more, and the glittery shimmery shades do perform better with some sort of primer or spray or something to help them stick. You'll definitely get more impact out of the palette when you do those things. So in that way it's a little bit more fussy, but it's a lot of fun. It's a great palette to use, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. So I haven't been asking you,
to share your looks. Tag me on Instagram at Bug and Bird Photography or on Facebook at Bug and Bird Photography with your own eye looks, Norvina, or any of the other palettes I've done so far. I'd love to see what you come up with. And if you like my channel, please go ahead, subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me what other palettes you'd like to see. I know there's always things coming out. I try my hardest to get a variety of high-end and drugstore, so I'm not just doing one thing. And let me know what you'd like to see. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.